Hello, I'm at the 14 Locks Canal and Visitor Centre today. As many people are aware, Newport City Council are planning to redevelop the centre for what they call improvements. A lot of people are actually against what they actually want to do with the place, where they really only need some minor improvements like a toilet block or a children's area. So myself and a colleague, we decided to sit in on one of the groups that use the place and see how it affects them and their thoughts and opinions of what is proposed. We're at the 14 Locks Visitor Centre today, basically to have a little chat to one of the user groups of the centre, which is going to be affected by the potential knocking down and rebuilding of the centre, and how it is actually going to affect the future of what they're going to be doing here. Anyway, what I'd like to ask you all, what are your feelings of the fact that you could be excluded from this vicinity for the next possible 2 years?
Well, it's just not on really. We come here the last Friday in every month for our little meeting. We're a group of friends that met through tragic circumstances, and as I say, we come here. It's lovely because we're able to shut the door, we're able to discuss everything that we want to discuss about what's happening, with our lives and everything, and the door's able to be shut, so if we want to, we can be upset. If we're not upset, that's fine, but if we didn't have this, somewhere quiet and secluded that we could go, it would be very difficult because we all need to be able to talk to one another. There's not many of us here today, a lot of them are on holiday and things like that. And there's usually 14 of us in the group. And we just come here because this is our safe space, and if we didn't have this, I don't know what we'd do.
So you'd say this is your safe area, this is
Yes,
your private space where
yes.
basically you can get off your chest.
Yes,
It is your lifeline.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's loads of things that we discuss. I mean, we discuss all sorts of things. We discuss how we're feeling since our loss, and monetary things as well, I mean, and building works and all that sort of thing we've discussed in the past, because it's things that worry us. I mean, like the fact that for me, being a widow, my husband used to do all the money things in the house, and I'm an absolute idiot when it comes to money. I haven't got a clue. So what I do is I sound off the men here and then they tell me what they think and I take on their advice, and it's invaluable. I don't know what I'd do.
So what's your opinion of the fact that they want to knock a building down that was basically opened in 2009? They've recently put a new roof on it, and the car park has just been redeveloped and serviced, and all spaces marked out, and now they want to disrupt all of that. What do you think about that?
Ridiculous. It's not cost effective, is it? Having spent all that money.
No.
It's going to be a big miss to an awful lot of people, isn't it? I mean, we're a special group because we're the bereavement group, we're sort of quite special. But I mean, I see lots of young mums with babies sat up there, the cafe, dog walkers, people walking around the canal. They need this place, don't they? Like we do.
Yeah.
I mean, the general consensus that I've got from speaking to various people around the site today is that, and I agree as well, because I've put on a couple of events here over the years, and really the only need I can really see is that it needs a toilet block extension and possibly a children's play area outside.
Yeah.
I mean, because literally this has got everything a visitor could want. I mean, basically you're doing a walk along the canal, you pop in, you may want to go to the toilet, you may want something to eat, have a cup of tea, take in the view, watch the ducks and the on the pond.
Yeah, it's nice for the children to be able to see and do that, isn't it? I mean,
everybody has everything now.
Thank Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise.
You know, I mean, I agree that the toilets could be a bit better, but I mean, they are clean, you know, but when you're out and about with children, you do need toilets a bit more frequently, you know, than
Indeed you do,
otherwise,
yes.
you know.
At least you've got a disabled room.
Yes.
Have they been given planning permission for all this then? Has that been granted?
I don't know, because I'd say there was a lot of limited stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff have appeared in the South Wales Argus today that, from what I can gather, the centre staff were unaware of. So there's nothing really you can say. I mean, I just picked up bits and pieces, you know, from the social medias, and you know, just want to know.
It's not been handled very well, is it?
I don't think so. But
I mean, for the staff here to hear via social media and the South Wales.
oh, I think they found out, you know, through their management. But I think what they were fed was the management was given. I think was limited. So you know.
Do you think there'd be some consultation with the users of the facility?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're always on about they haven't got any money and they're broke, and all these councils, especially Newport. I mean, look at Newport itself. It's an embarrassment. I mean, they've never got it right for donkey's years, and it is. I mean, when I personally am born and bred in Newport, but I live in Chepstow now, and I come to Newport, and if I got visitors and all, it's an embarrassment. I mean, and you've got something here that's okay, and like you know, like the rest of Newport be like a bit better, and you're on about shutting it or knocking it down or whatever. It
I mean,
makes sense.
this is a nice personal place.
It
It is a
is,
welcoming
it's
place. I mean, you can. It's not an intimidating place. You walk through the doors, and you know you feel this, you know, a sense of well-being
Yeah.
when you come in.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely.
I mean,
here.
I've been coming here for years.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a big supporter of 14 Locks.
Yeah.
And the staff and the volunteers here, and see many faces along the way. I've made a lot of friends here.
Yeah.
And it does seem sad that they want to take such a brutal approach to, you know, as I say, knock a building which they just spent money down,
Yeah.
when, you know, just a few little improvements to facilities, because I've looked at the picture of the new one. It's not very impressive, and I believe there's a photograph of it in the Argus today. So,
So what do they intend to have here instead of this? Are they going to knock this down, or?
this is supposed to propose it to knock this down, yeah.
The whole building.
The whole building.
And
Yeah.
then what will be instead of it?
Well, some long, it looks like a concrete block. It looks like one of the stones from Stonehenge laying down on its side. But they say in the Argus today that the museum will be retained. From what the staff gathered here, right leading up to this, that the museum wasn't going to be coming back in that building.
But that's vital to have
But that is vital to this. So there is split opinion about what's going on with this site, because looking on the media, there's some people think it's a great thing, but there's a lot of people who think, well, no, leave it. And unfortunately, the staff here, who are not Newport City Council, they are the Mon and Brett Canal Trust volunteers and staff.
Yeah.
They've been getting, you know, some real aggressive customers coming in and saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Well, there's potholes, there's a bridge out in Baysley, there's various other things it needs to be doing. It has nothing to do with them. So anybody who comes here, they've got to be made aware that it's Newport City Council and not the Canal Trust and their volunteers and staff that
Could
are
some
doing this.
notices be put up to that
Well,
effect
hopefully they'll do something to that end.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
what's the reason
I mean, if
then?
they're
Why
talking,
is it closed? What's the reason behind that?
well, it's for improvements according to the council. They want to improve the experience, but from what everybody seems to be that I've spoken to today, they all seem to say leave it alone, spend the money elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, as I said, more pressing is better toilet facilities and a children's play area.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously the canal still needs repairs doing
Yeah.
to it. It'd be
Yeah.
nice if they could make it navigable from the basin
It would be
up
lovely.
to up the Ruskin Avenue,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they could run boat trips on
Yeah.
there. You know, nice. That'd be a nice attraction.
That
to
would be
concentrate
lovely.
on, you know, keeping the water in the
Yeah,
canal.
yeah.
But
So-
yeah, I
Well, I
think.
mean, if the record of what's happening is anything to go by, looking at the visitor centre, the transporter bridge. I mean, that's been years and years, and I don't think it's open yet, is it? So, you know, what sort of guarantee will it be that if a 2-year time span is put to replace this building, that they'll adhere to that? But otherwise, I agree as well that to have spent money repairing a building that could be improved rather than replaced seems to be an awfully
Yeah,
big
although I
waste of
myself,
money.
you know, as a council taxpayer for in Newport City, with the increases we've just had and the drop in services that we're getting, I think they should be concentrating on more important things than doing this. I'm just looking through the list of all the different groups that use this place throughout the week.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got the bereavement group, which is yourselves.
yeah.
On a Tuesday, there's a ladies group that comes here. Then we've got the camcorder club. There's something come on or come on. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's to teach children maths and English.
Okay, that's right. That's one of the children's study groups.
That's
what
right,
they were
yeah.
mentioning here.
Yeah,
And then, you know, obviously through the Christmas, then we got the Santa's Grotto, and
Yeah.
we got the dementia visitors. You know, there are various, you know, people
Yeah.
use this, and they absolutely 100% rely on this
yes,
for their well-being.
yeah, definitely.
So
The other aspect I don't understand is, for something this size, it won't take 2 years to build.
it shouldn't do, should it?
I mean, in Cardiff, they built a new bus station and tower block within, I think, 3 years. Why 2 years? I can understand if they want to make improvements, but
It could be quicker than that, but you know that's the figure that the time that's being bandied around, and you know, as this gentleman said here about the transport, the bridge visitor centre. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, once the foundation's laid and the ironwork is up, which because basically it's a steel frame building, you know, that should have been done in weeks.
you'll take a week just to flatten this place and clear it.
Yeah.
No, not good.
I think,
Disappointing.
oh go on, you won't be able to see me, I'm behind the camera. From my aspect as well, I'm 5 miles north of the canal area, and I've been cycling for years, I'm 57. It's a perfect hub, it's a central hub for South East Wales, for cyclists and walkers and families who get together when the weather's dry. People class this as a central hub. I meet many bikers from Britain, from Europe, who love the cycling section. They come in for a cup of tea, use the toilet, use the facilities, have a chat, meet new people. There's a lot of Europeans I meet down here regarding cycling and tourism. Then they make their way up to say the Canal Drive, but this section of the canal, which they've been doing out as well, has been perfect. And now the weather's drying up. This is a hub that is needed to promote tourism in South East Wales. We need this, especially off the M4. There's a lot of people who come here who I've met over the years regarding cycling, walking, and family get-togethers.
Yeah.
So it will affect that. So obviously it's going to quieten the area down rather than promote it.
Yeah, it is.
So there's my little thought really for yourself.
Yeah.
Plus, again, the museum part of it
Yeah.
also shows the history
Heritage.
of this local area and this valley, and you know how basically, you know, this area grew up from
Yeah.
coal, the steel industry,
Yeah.
everything shipped by the canals
Yeah.
before the railways and
That's
everything, and
right.
was shipped worldwide, and everything, yeah, all the information. Any visitor can go into that museum and read all about, you know, what's actually gone on here. It will be sad to see this go. Hopefully, you know, the council will see see a better alternative. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, yes, we do need improvements here, but let's not knock this down. I
No.
mean, the building, you know, 2009, I believe it was opened, and, you know, it's not even 20 years old. Is it?
No.
So,
I mean, what about school groups? Do you get school
the
groups?
school groups
here?
here, yes, they come here. There's obviously, you know, the nature trails and stuff
Yes.
like that, which they run it from
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, we have the Easter egg hunt, you know, everything, you know, there's been activities for everybody to do in the holidays.
Yeah.
So children, you know, the older generation, you know, the less abled, you know, this caters for everything, and it would be a shame to see it go.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would urge, and I would imagine you all agree, we would all like the Newport City Council to rethink.
Definitely. Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
There's a bit of people here this morning, pensioners,
Yeah.
right? They pull into the car park, decipher the parking machine, and then they go off.
Yeah, that could be
And
improved.
you know, they're doing a bit of exercise. Everybody's beams in on 14 locks, you know.
Yeah.
Place to go, place walk down the canal, whatever they can do, might be only a couple of 100 yards, and then they come back and use the facilities and all that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I've used the canal on this end because I got to do regular exercise, and part of my rehabilitation from my illness, and you know, especially when I was, you know, feeling down and my mental state wasn't there. You know, this was a good place just to sit down outside there and just watch the ducks.
Yeah.
And, you know, my grandchildren will sit with me, you know, feed the ducks,
Yeah.
which a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But, you know, as I say, it's part of, you know, helping me with my problems. And,
Yeah.
you know, I know damn well that this place is also therapy for a much
It is.
wider audience
It
than us.
is. It
And,
is. Definitely.
There's thousands that do what you were talking about. I've done it myself.
And Welsh Government are promoting active travel and well-being, and this kind of sounds as if it's going against that.
But I think the Welsh Government will be putting money into this project. But I'm guessing that obviously the money that money will be ring fenced and will have to be used. But I think, you know, just improve the facilities here and just keep this building.
Yeah.
There's not many places like this.
No.
It's
No.
like knocking down a hotel or whatever.
This is a jewel. This is a jewel in
It
Newport's
is.
crown.
It
I
is.
mean, it's
And it's going to be melted down.
Cafe as well in the shop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
definitely.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It doesn't.
Analyse it out.
It doesn't.
Doesn't it? It's crackers, isn't it? You know? My dad told me a story. I mean, he's been dead for 12 years, and he told me a story that he used to swim in the canal out there, you know, when he was a boy.
I swam in there as well, but it was when I fell off my bike. But that's a different story. Okay then, well thank you very much for your input, and
No, thank you, you know.
Thank you.
Hope you get it sorted out.
Good luck.
well, as I say, it's for all of us, so we'll see where it
Do
goes
you
from
really
there.
think that there's an ulterior motive is just to finish it, to shut it down, or
I wouldn't think so.
that, you know?
I mean, they would be stupid to close such a good attraction, because this, you know, this is part of Newport, and
Yeah.
you know, but because when people say to me, "Oh, I come into Newport, what can we do in Newport?" Especially when I was doing my job, because I was meeting people from out of the area,
Yeah.
and I'd say, "Well, we've got the 14 Locks Visitor Centre, we've got Tredegar House and
Yeah.
Country Park."
Yeah.
You know, you've got everybody's got to see the transporter bridge, because the first
Yeah.
thing you see coming in from the
Yeah.
west and coming in, you know,
Yeah.
you know, I got it wrong. We're coming in from the east and coming in from the west. As you
Yeah.
come around, you see it on your horizon as you
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
So you know, we've got a lot going for Newport. There's a lot of people who do Newport down and saying it's a hellhole, and it is run down to compared to what it used to be. But you know,
Oh, it's
let's,
pretty bad, mate.
yeah. But let's not lose one of our positives.
I mean, look at the football team.
Yeah, like from Crosskeys down from North part, the canal section as a cyclist, photographer and drone flyer. My photographs from above and below
Yeah.
of this area, even
Yeah.
the centre, has gone globally. I was promoted on Facebook. I run the Facebook page in Crosskeys with about 1,600 people there.
Yeah.
They love seeing the photographs, especially people who are less able-bodied,
Yeah.
who can't move around.
That's right.
I'm
yeah.
out with a drone or I'm out with a camera.
Yeah.
Long leap yesterday, that was a mad one. But yes, I've got many photos I've promoted on a site called pinkbike.com, which is a international Facebook for cyclists. All over the world, my photos have gone from Australia, South Africa to California. 40 knocks is on there. Drone footage of 40 knocks.
I've seen you on the telly, haven't I?
And it should be on there today as well, on Netflix today. But I don't want to promote that.
Yeah, I told you he was a dead ringer for Dave Moyle.
But yeah, so my route is a 10-mile cycle. I come Crosskeys to 40 knocks and back is 10 miles. And I bring a camera, I look for the herons, I look for the ducks, I look for the wildlife, anything I can capture for the community, I'll do it from behind the camera or from above on a drone. And to take that from me is going to kill me off, you know. I need that motivation for my well-being and my health and my cycling and all the things I do as well. So come on, Newport Council, think about it. Think about what you're doing before you're going to lose tourism globally.
So there we have it. We sat in on the group. They've said what they think about the proposed developments, as what's going on. We've also had our individual input on it as well. There is a petition available to sign in the building itself at the tea rooms, because again this does affect all the people who are currently working here, the volunteers who give up their time, the various other things that go on, the nature trails, the educational side of everything that's going on here. All we're basically urging is Newport City Council, please rethink the plans for what's going on here. It just needs an extension with just slightly improved facilities, a toilet block and a kiddies play area. Please rethink. Thank you very much.